In this episode, I want to announce the new book, Rethinking Safety Communications, and I want to play a clip from a daily coffee topic that we have over on the SafetyPro Podcast community site. And if you want to see the video, the link is in the show notes to head over to the community site. But I read from the book the first section on why a communications strategy matters when it comes to workplace safety. This is one area that as safety professionals, we really need to focus on. Before I jump into that reading, I want to give a shout out to our partners in safety. Without our partners in safety, I wouldn't have the freedom to be able to work on projects like this and continue to produce the SafetyPro podcast. So I want you to show some love for our partners, one of which is Mighty Line Floor Tape. They've been with me from the beginning. And the reason why they're such strong partners in safety is because they're after the same thing that we are here at the SafetyPro podcast. And that is helping you better manage safety in your facilities. And the way they approach it, of course, through floor tape, floor markings, signs, labels, they help you organize safely around your facilities. So if you're still painting your floors and then repainting and stripping paint and, every time you change the layout of your facility, you've got to go over to mightylinetape.com/podcast, get a sample of their incredible floor tape. It's made for tough industrial warehouse environments. You're not going to be disappointed. Again, mightylinetape.com/podcast. Use that link. Let them know that we sent you. And of course, our other partner in safety, Aero Safety. Go to aerosafetyus.com. Let them know we sent you. Get a discount off of your first quote. Look, Drew and his folks over there at Aero Safety. Drew has been a friend of the podcast for a long time and has been on the podcast many times and will continue to be on the podcast. We talk to him a lot. He's an active member of the SafetyPro Podcast community. He's a member of our team over there, and which is exciting. I like having this good cross-section of experience and knowledge over on the community site. It makes for a more interesting community. But Aero Safety, they don't do this whole cookie-cutter, off-the-shelf type of approach to safety consulting or safety, management when it comes to developing written programs, safety training, inspections, and audits. Aero Safety will take the time to get to know and understand your business, your industry, and your individual company needs, and will customize an approach that is just for you to meet your needs. And look, I can't say enough about Drew and what they do over there at Aero Safety. They are the safety services provider of the SafetyPro podcast. So go to aerosafetyus.com. Again, let them know we sent you and get a discount off your first quote. Now, without further ado, I will get into the reading of the first section from the new book, Rethinking Safety Communications, available on Amazon right now. Link is also in the show notes. And I will be back after I play this reading from the coffee topic, again, that we published on the SafetyPro Podcast community site. Good morning, coffee topic. This morning, we dropped the big announcement, the second book in a series. This is somewhat new, the series piece of it, but Rethinking Safety Communications, a follow-up to Rethinking Safety Culture. What I wanted to do was tackle some topics, safety and health management topics that typically aren't covered in safety school, as it were. And, some of this is, just me picking stuff up over the years and developing my own approach. And that's fine. I just want to share that with folks. And it gets people thinking. And this topic is important. I posted the other day, back in 2019, I dropped a video about it. I was talking about it on the podcast before that. This whole, if you're a safety manager and you don't understand marketing, sales, if you will, just like if you don't understand human psychology on some level, how people behave and why people behave certain ways, and how humans make mistakes, how errors occur, things like that I don't think is covered very well at the university level. Certainly it wasn't when I went, and my daughter's going now. And so I'm very cognizant of some of the things that I want to impart. I know it sounds so sage, guru-like, and I hate that, but I've had to learn the hard way. And I think that is a benefit of something like this community. Well, the second book, Rethinking Safety Communications, is no different. It's about how we can have more effective safety communication. We already know what we want to say, like, hey, don't do that, or hey, watch out, this is hot, or hey, but how we say it and how we say what we want to say to who, right? That all, we got to understand all that stuff. So I did something with this book. I did the opposite that I did with the last book. The last book, I recorded episodes on that topic, and then I converted that into a book. With this one, I wrote a couple of articles like how to scale safety conversations, framing, that's a piece of it. So I did have some stuff that I already produced, content, and spun it into this book. It fits in an appropriate place. But I started with, okay, why a communication strategy matters. And so I want to read that to you. A strategic safety communications plan is a roadmap that guides organizations through the complexities of ensuring an understanding of safety. Messages can be disjointed and inconsistent without a strategy, leading to employee confusion. A well-defined plan aligns everyone, management, employees, and contractors, toward maintaining a safe work environment. It ensures that every communication resonates with a shared commitment to safety. Imagine introducing new safety procedures without a coordinated strategy. Supervisors might verbally communicate the changes to their teams, while the safety department sends an email with written instructions. Workers on different shifts may receive conflicting information, leading to confusion about the correct procedures. This lack of alignment could result in unsafe practices and increased risks. Now, if an incident occurs and a manager conducts a deep dive, they may take it as fact that technically everyone knows the procedure, thus blaming a worker. However, confusion from conflicting messages is an error trap, making it highly likely that workers will make a mistake again, not just this time. In a manufacturing environment, you might communicate safety information through a mix of bulletin boards, emails, and occasional meetings without a unified strategy. Employees who primarily rely on one channel may miss out on crucial safety updates shared through other means. As a result, some workers might not be aware of changes, putting them at risk due to incomplete or inaccurate information. Once again, you create an error trap through this approach. In these real-world examples, the absence of a strategy results in disjointed safety messages that leave workers needing clarification and guidance on the correct actions to take. A strategic safety communications plan ensures consistency across all communications channels and providing workers with clear, aligned, and accurate information that promotes a safer, more productive work environment. Resources, whether financial or human, are finite. A strategy also helps allocate these resources effectively by identifying the most impactful channels and content. It prevents wasted efforts on redundant or irrelevant communication and ensures you channel efforts into what truly matters, communicating critical safety information that can prevent incidents and accidents. Consider a manufacturing company aiming to enhance safety awareness among its workforce across different departments. Without a clear strategy, the company might allocate resources haphazardly,
resulting in scattered efforts and limited impact. With a well-defined strategy, the company identifies its frontline workers as most susceptible to certain safety risks due to their direct involvement with processes, machinery, and equipment. A strategy will ensure that the most relevant safety content reaches those who need it most, maximizing impact while conserving resources. Moreover, the strategy recognizes the effectiveness of digital platforms for reaching employees in remote locations. For example, it can allocate resources to develop engaging online training modules accessible through mobile devices. This approach addresses distance challenges and allows employees to learn independently. Once again, the strategy becomes the guiding principle for resource allocation. It identifies the high-risk areas, fine-tunes content to specific needs, and selects channels that ensure efficient and effective communication. As a result, the company optimizes its resources, focusing them where they matter most and fostering a safer, more productive work environment that resonates with everyone. At its core, safety communication must inform and influence behaviors and attitudes. A strategy enhances this by employing psychology-backed communication techniques. It leverages insights into how people perceive information, process risks, and internalize safety messages. By understanding these nuances, a strategy optimizes the impact of safety communication, making it more persuasive and memorable. All right, so I just wanted to read that section to you because I think it's important. It's a great starting point. That's actually section 2. The first section covers, marketing, and that is, PR, advertising, things like that, the difference between those terms and how we can employ them. So that's an important section. I kind of kick it off with that and then get to, all right, now the importance of a comms strategy. And now we could start using that psychology-backed information. There's a great section on the psychology of warning labels and signs and how that works. And so how we can use that. There's the prospect theory that I talk about and cover, that research and what that tells us about how we can use communication messages, positive emotion-based messaging and negative emotion-based messaging, and where one excels and maybe the other excels in some areas, and how different people respond differently, which means you need to understand all of that. It's all in the book.
All right, there you have it. The first section on why a safety communication strategy matters. It's very important, and we really have to nail this piece. Okay, we spend so much time as safety professionals focusing on identifying issues, responding to concerns, deep diving incidents, mishaps, whatever you want to call them, and then everything we learn from that. If we are not able to communicate what we're, solving for and how we solved it and what folks need to know, if we fail on that end, it's like we didn't do anything at all. It isn't enough that we know that we identified problems and found solutions. We have to really focus on the communications piece because, after all, it isn't just about saying we did something. It's about changing behaviors, thoughts, and beliefs when it comes to the workplace culture and how work gets done. And if we drop the ball on the communication side, it's not going to matter. So head over to Amazon.com, hit the link in the show notes, grab a copy of Rethinking Safety Communications, and be sure to leave a review. If you've already read the book, leave an Amazon review. It helps others make a buying decision, and it helps me improve on the next project. And I will talk to you on the next Safety Pro podcast.